I'm on Shuffle here with Up Now. How was the show? What's going through your head? Very first show, right?
Ooh, yeah, it was good, man. We're really good friends with Versus Self. We have a lot of history with them. I play in another band called Commiserate, and we played a release show last year on the 28th of January, and it was when they were still, kind of still breaking. So it was really good, dude. You know, we've made a lot of friends over the years, and they're becoming our closest. And just the LA scene in general is really tight with us, so it was a good show. It was really good.
So you're starting your tour with Versus Self. What is one thing you're hoping to see on this tour?
Ooh, just one of my favorite bands every night, you know, Versus Self, and I love Numb Years and Party Hats. We get to play a show with them on the run. We're only doing a handful of days with them, and then we kind of like breaking off for a few of our own.
Besides music, what are some hyperfixations or like hobbies you're really into?
Ooh, that's such a great question. I like stargazing. I like reading. I don't know. Music is the big one. You know, that keeps me occupied.
Of course. Who are your favorite local Arizona bands?
Also, a very good question and a tough one. Because the scene is always evolving. Phoenix always kind of like, there's a bunch of new bands that will come every year and then things will kind of fizzle off, but probably my favorites are going to be like TV Messages, New Dysphoria, and I really dig Police State too.
I love Police State too. So the new age of the music industry is now being marketed instead towards labels, but like TikTok, Instagram, and social media. Do you think this is a bad thing for the music industry?
I think it's bad for the young people because the way they set it up, you know, it's just it's so easy to like subconsciously just press on Instagram or TikTok and then just end up like an hour later goes by and literally it's just pure nothingness. But as a form of promotion, I think it's a good thing. You know, like you used to have to go around town and like find your flyers to see your favorite local bands and shit, and it's not really like that nowadays, and I feel like that's where people go to find out about the shows, so it has its pros and cons.
What's your favorite thing about the Arizona local scene? And what's one thing that we can improve on from, let's say, pre-COVID?
That's another really good question. I don't know that I have an answer for that. I think it's just people being themselves, accepting themselves as an artist, not taking anybody else's criticism or judgment at face value, and just owning who you are and accepting oneself, and then portraying that into your art, and then hopefully it like can transcend to audiences and other people.
Mm-hmm. When was the last time you cried to music?
Today.
Was it the Versus Self
It
set?
was.
That is some emotional stuff they got going on.
It's you know, I love Versus Self. I love this music. I love the genre, but it's really only like a certain day for me. You know, it's just got to be that kind of day where I just need that cathartic release, you know, and I feel like that's the only way to really put it is the word catharsis, and just to like, even writing music like that, you know, it's like to dig into some of your like weirdest, you know, subconscious, and to put that in front of other people is really vulnerable, you know, and, I don't know. I feel like music is the only thing that makes me cry anymore. And I have certain music, all sorts of genres that like I could be extremely happy, you know, and it's just like the pure joy that I feel with music is enough to make me cry.
Oh, yeah. Final question. Who's the realest motherfucker you know?
My boy Wish. He's my guitar player in my band, and tells it as it is.
He's just real like that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And I feel like I wish there was more people who weren't afraid to, not necessarily of confrontation, but just accepting your own morals and convictions, and being able to have a conversation with somebody else about them, and not having it turn into an argument, but just I want to understand where your point of view is, you know, and maybe we can bring ourselves a little bit closer together through that. And I feel like music is the center point, you know, that makes that bridge.
Of course. Any final words or upcoming projects you would like to share?
Ooh, I mean, just watch out for Up Now. You know, we're on tour with Versus Self. We just played our very first show. We only got demos out right now, so there's new music coming.
New music coming. Well, I'm on Shuffle with Up Now, and we're out of here.
So cliche, but the Big Dipper.
The Big Dipper, why?
just because it's always so clear in the night sky. Also, probably Orion.
What's like the most underrated constellation?
Ooh, that's another great question. Um, there's a black hole in the universe called Cygnus.
See it in the
And you
sky?
can see it in the sky. And I forget what constellation it's in, but it's like a very vivid in its like array of stars and stuff. So when you get a chance, like I have this thing on my phone called Stargaze, and you can just point it up at the sky,
It'll show you?
and yeah, you can see all the
Wow.
constellations, and you can.
see a black hole
Yep,
in the sky.
yep.
That's so sick.
Awesome.